Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be trying out the new character Jade. She is the most recent addition to Honkai Star Rail. She's going to come out in a couple days, and today we're on the creator experience server to test her out and show off a bit of her kit because I want to see how good she is, and I'm sure you guys do too, because we will all have our mental health severely affected when this character drops.
Shut up and take my money.
Anyways, today we are on the creator experience server, so just keep in mind that not all the content in this video is fully indicative of the final product. But with that being said, let's get into our video for today. Oh, and also, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed, and it really helps me out a ton. Anyways, it's time to severely deplete, ruin, massacre our mental health with Jade. Because I know you're all pulling for this character. Let's just be honest. Every single one of you are pulling for Jade. It's okay. I am too. And today, I'm here to tell you why you should pull Jade. Or maybe not. It's up to you. End of the day, it's your decision, and I respect whichever one you make. But personally, I'm going for her. And I'll show you why here today. So first thing I want to do is I want to find a common enemy. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Just really any common overworld enemy will do. And when we see it, we are going to use our impair. Now, what this will do is it will swear fealty to us now. And now every single enemy is our friend, and they will no longer attack us. You can see the little snake symbol under them that signals that they are under blind fealty until it's up and they ambush you. Yeah, okay, the effect doesn't last forever, but when it does, the enemy won't attack you. Anyways, let's talk about what this does in terms of battle. So if we use it on an enemy here and then attack it, it's going to do a couple things for us. The first thing it's going to do, deal quantum damage. It dealt quantum damage to everyone there, as you probably saw. The other thing it does is it gives us 15 stacks immediately of something called Pawned Assist, which we'll get into a little bit later, but just know it ties into Jade's talent. The first thing I want to talk about is her basic attack. It's actually an AoE attack, which I think is the first of its kind. I don't know if we had a blast attack as a normal attack yet. We maybe have. I might just be forgetting a character. But anyways, Jade has the blast attack as a normal attack, which is really dope. The next thing that we want to note about her is her little support ability, which is actually a little bit of a buff, which she uses her lipstick to, I don't know, smear lip on her allies. I don't know, but that's what it does. Now let's talk about what the actual effect does. Well, if we look at our Topaz, she now has an effect called Debt Collector, which increases her speed by 30, which is really big for a lot of characters. Not Topaz specifically, because she has Numby, who has a base speed, but there's other characters who this can work really well for. However, the little downside to this ability is that after the character with Debt Collect uses an attack, they will lose a little HP. At Topaz here, she's going to attack an enemy and lose a little bit of HP. It's not anything incremental, but it's still just a tiny bit, which I don't know, could be the deciding factor on if you lose or win a fight, but that's very minimal and probably won't happen very often. But the other thing to note about this is Jade is actually going to gain 1 charge. Now, what's a charge? Well, it's under Jade's little icon down there in the bottom left-hand corner. That is her follow-up attack, and you gain charge points when you do attacks with the ally who has the Debt Collector state. Anytime they use an attack, Jade is actually going to benefit from that by gaining charge stacks. She can also gain charge stacks by doing her own attacks as well, and that will also gain you points of charge for your follow-up attack. She needs 8 in total to launch the follow-up attack, and it's also a blast attack that deals quantum damage, and it's actually very easy to get up as well because you actually gain a point of charge for every enemy you attack. So for example, we're attacking 2 enemies here, so our charge is going to go from 5 to 7 that time, and that's why Jade's normal attack is actually really good, is because you attack multiple enemies and you can gain more points of charge by doing that. Now, that's not all the Jade. There's even more which we haven't talked about yet. One of which is her ultimate ability. Jade's ultimate, it's pretty unique. And by unique, I mean it's a blast attack that does basically nothing other than hit the enemies. Okay, no, there's more to it than that. A little more, but it's honestly not all that unique. It also gives her a little follow-up attack boost, which increases the multiplier that her talent's follow-up attack does by 80%, and this can be triggered 2 times. Not my favorite ultimate in the world, but hey, it does its thing. And the last thing to talk about with Jade has to do with her talent and the buff she gets from it. Now, if you're watching this video and you were paying attention, you'll notice that in the bottom left-hand corner, we are gaining a little stack of something on Jade. This is called the Pawned Assist. We talked about it earlier. With her technique, you gain 15 of these upon entering battle. However, you can actually gain up to 50 of these, and with each individual one, you gain 2.4 crit damage, at least at talent level 10. This is probably less the lower talent level it is. I'm not sure the minimal, but at level 10, you can get a max of 2.4. That is humongous. And the more of these you can get, and there is multiple ways to get Pond Assist. The first of which, just being her technique, is the easiest way to get 15 immediately when entering battle. The other way is by using her talent, which you gain 5 stacks of Pond Assist every time you launch her follow-up attack. And then thanks to one of her bonus effects, Reverse Repo, when enemy targets enter combat, Jane actually gains 1 stack of Pond Assist. And then when a debt collector turn starts, which if you remember the debt collection, it's when we use our E on an ally. So now when Topaz starts her turn, Jade herself is actually going to gain 3 stacks of Pond Assist. We can show that here. When Topaz goes, if you were paying attention in the bottom left-hand corner, Jade gained 3 stacks there. And I believe that's all the ways she can gain stacks. There may be a couple more from Eidolons that I don't know about. Overall, it's very easy to get those stacks up, and you want to try to do that as fast as possible. The cap on this is 50, and you want to get to 50 as fast as you can, so you can get the most crit damage out of Jade as possible. All right, and that's about all of Jade's kit. Now let's get into some of her best in slot Lightcones, Relics, and what you kind of need to build for her, or at least what my predictions are. It's kind of hard to say right now since this is still like a beta Jade, but I think we pretty much have a good idea of what she needs. She scales off all the normal stats like attack, crit damage, crit rate, and those are about the stats you're going to want for her. And that's why some of her best light cones include some of the best ones for other characters, like for example, Knight of the Milky Way, which gives you a ton of attack, although this one's a little bit more niche and doesn't work in every situation because you have to have more enemies on the field for it to work. So for boss enemies, it's a little worse. Today is Another Peaceful Day is a good option because of the energy regen you can get from it. Obviously, her best in slot is going to be Surprise Surprise. Her signature light cone, didn't see that one coming. What a shock. This one, really nice, gives you crit rate, crit damage, follow-up attack, increased damage, attack percent, ignore defense. It's insane. I also am a really big fan of the new free-to-play light cone, which you can get from some of the simulated universe, which increases attack and increases speed as well. I'm a big fan of this one. I think this will be really good for her. Honestly, I don't even see a lot of light cones here that would be like inherently bad for her. Even Argenti's increases crit damage by 36. That's just a good stat stick light cone. The Day the Cosmos Fell gives you attack, crit damage, but generally you are just going to want a lot of crit rate on Jade because she gets so much crit damage from her traces. And that's why my personal favorite is her signature light cone. But that being said, there's a ton of other good options out there, and I'm sure you can use like most of the 5 stars and the 4 stars in the game with a few exceptions. Next up for Relics, she's pretty simple. She wants basic stats. Again, like I said, crit rate, crit damage, speed, attack are all going to be really good stats for her. Again, I highly suggest crit rate body over crit damage unless you get like perfect crit stats on all your pieces. Then crit rate body is most likely the way you're going to want to go. You can go speed or attack boots. It depends on your team comp and a lot of other situational things. I think for more universal use, you'll definitely want speed, but attack percent is an option. Then quantum damage orb, and then energy regeneration or attack percent rope. Again, situational. I think both are fine. I would probably opt for attack percent, but it's up to you and your situation. In terms of relics, I like a lot of relics for her. Genius of Brilliant Stars is really good if you're using her with Silverwolf or if there's a quantum weak enemy on the other side. The 4-piece Ashing Blaze of Grand Duke is really good for the follow-up attack damage. One of the new sets is really good. Unfortunately, I don't have it here, but the one that you can get in the Iron Cavalry domain, I'll throw up a photo of it now. If you have that one, it can be decent. It's not the best in slot, but it can work. Other than that, you can mix a bunch of 2 pieces, like a 2-piece Messenger and a 2-piece Ashing Blaze, 2-piece Musketeer, 2-piece Genius, a lot of good options. Then for planar ornaments, you have a couple options. Some of her best in slot planar ornaments include the Sigonia set, which unfortunately we don't have here, but I'm sure we can throw up a screenshot here now of the Sigonia set. Then we also have the Duron Dynasty set, which is the new set, which again, we don't have here, but we'll throw up a screenshot so you can see why the set effect would be good for her. Then we also have Inert Sola Soto, which again is good for her. Follow-up attack damage, crit rate, always really good for her. I'm a particularly big fan of the set because of the crit rate that it gives. Other than that, I would primarily grind those 3 sets. although you do have other options like Brilliant Arena for crit rate and Space Stealing Station for attack, but generally I would choose from the 3 sets I named previous. And yeah, that's about all of Jade's kit. Her relics, her Lightcone, we went through it all today. I think it's about time we gave her a little test because I really want to show her off. There's a couple team comps I wanted to try, and I want to see how good she really is. So let's go in here, floor 7, and there's one team comp I really wanted to try with her, and that was the Mono Quantum comp because I'm a big fan of Mono Quantum, and I want to see if she's particularly good with it. Now, Jade is more of a sub DPS, to be completely honest, so I'm definitely going to want to pair her with a character like Sele for sure. And then we can also throw Bushwan in there as well. And then Sele also benefits from the speed, so that'll be nice too. All right, let's go. I also brought Sparkle because I honestly just want to see how much crit damage we can get on her. It's going to be really cool. And let's go in here. Here we go. Mono Quantum. How good is Mono Quantum? I'm not too sure. We're going to support Sele immediately. That's going to be important. And then when Sele goes, she does good damage. 30k, that's what's expected from a Sele, but the thing that's nice about her is that she gets a second turn when she breaks enemies. And that gives Jade more stacks on to her pawn assist, so we can get that crit damage even faster, which is really huge. We want to rack that up as fast as possible. And then we use our follow-up attack. We're already at 30 pawn assist. We can bring up Jade again. And how much crit damage are we going to get her with the Sparkle E? Let's see. Ooh, 288 to 99. Oh my gosh, that ratio. That ratio is nuts. Let's use your ultimate. How much we doing? We're going to break, stomp, and do 79k. That's good. Not ultimately amazing, but I'm hoping as we go a little further, we can do more damage. Bring you up again. Do our little blast attack. We're getting 3 stacks and unleash the follow-up, which does 100k. Okay. We're almost at max stacks as well. We nearly got it. We're at 47. Also, quick reminder, I didn't say this earlier, but the debt collector state does wear off. It has 3 turns, so you want to make sure to keep reapplying that to whoever you're using it on. That's going to be very important. Anyways, now that Sele's going again, we have max 50 stacks, and we now have 240% crit damage. There we go. And I think that's without the Sparkle E. I want to see how much we can get with Sparkle E. That's going to be really interesting. Okay, Jade, come up here. How much you getting? 336. Oh gosh. If we had Bronya too, it'd be so broken. Follow-up attack boost because of the burst. 200k damage. How much we doing? 70k. Oh my gosh. New best DPS? I'm gonna be honest, no. Firefly's still better, but Jade is still pretty good. All right, I got one more team I want to try with Jade. I want to try Jade with a follow-up team with Robin, Topaz, and Aventurina. I wanted to see how that did. And this will be our last Jade trial for the day. How good is she really? Let's figure it out. Boom. Support Topaz. Yes, sir. And the nice thing about Topaz actually is she actually gets a lot of turns, which racks up the follow-up attack points really fast because of, you know, how Numby works. We get this up super fast. We get our ultimate up super fast, and we eat them. $89k. Come on, Robin. With Robin, we're going to do even more. Because the way deck collection works with her is she actually gives additional damage to Topaz as well. So Topaz now has Jade's damage, Robin's damage. Oh my gosh. Topaz is about to destroy something. Let's destroy the monkey. 60k with a normal hit. Oh my goodness. That wasn't even with the enhanced version of Numby. Numby's now singing like and collecting debt at the same time, and he can do 100k. Numby, calm down. Get him, Jade. Ooh, 100k again. The more enemies, the better. Come on. Almost done here. Don't put me to sleep. Oh, nice effect res. Huge. Topaz, finish it off. Big Numby hit. Come on. And that, my friends, is Jade. Well, I hope you enjoyed our video for today. That's going to be all for me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing Jade for the very first time. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.